and I used to go to night school, night high school, in Hartford, Connecticut, and he gave me a job to work in his laundromat. And one day this guy came over. He thought I was going to take his job. He said, "You Jews came over here to take my job." I said, "I didn't come over here to take your job." That's the first time I had such an experience as in Hartford, Connecticut. And so far, as a matter of fact, when I moved in over here in 2009, I met a guy across the street where I live now, and he said he never saw a Jew. He always thought that the Jews have horns. And I said to myself, how do I do that? I bought a hat with horns. Put over, and I went into his house. Here I am. He took a look at me. Abe said, "What the heck you doing?" I said, "Well, you said the Jews have horns, so here it is." So, he never met a Jew before. So now we are good friends, Yes.
What type of food do they feed you?
Food in the morning, we had one slice of bread with a cup of coffee. At noontime, we had a ladle of soup, Rudebecker soup. And if you know the guy who's giving you the soup, and Rudebecker falls down in the bottom. If you knew him who gives out the soup, you get a couple of Rudebeckers. If you didn't know him, you get the water. It's not what you know, it's whom you know. Today is the same thing. If you know your teacher good, and you give a good, she likes you. Am I saying the right thing, or am I going a different territory? I'm not stepping in. And you have good grades, she'll give you an A, or he. And so it's the same thing. The same thing today, and it's always going to be like this. Anybody else? Yes.
So, in the time you were 11, around that age, did you have any wishes?
Anyone?
Any wishes?
Any wishes?
Dreams.
Not really. Not as. No. I was always. I believed in Almighty, but then I don't believe in Almighty. I have a mixed feeling. And there's something over there. Nobody came back and told me yes or no. And I don't know what you feel. You believe in something, it's okay. If you don't believe, it's fine too, as long as you're a good person. But the dream, only one dream in 1945, before the liberation, when they were bombing, there were one bomb fell on one side and the other one on the other side. I passed out and I went to heaven. And I was looking for my father and mother and my sister. And I saw people, everybody was in white robes. Millions marching by, was nice and quiet. And that's the only dream, and somebody came back. Somebody behind me told me, "Go back, I don't need you." Now, who was that? Was it God? Was it my mind? Who knows? You understand what I'm saying? Think about it. You dream and you wake up, it's not there, Anybody else? Okay, now how much time do I got now? About 20 minutes? About 20 minutes, okay. I'm going to tell you a little bit, and what I have to sit down, I'm getting tired. You don't mind, do you?
No.
Okay, now, in when we, like I told you, and most of it is we were the Death March, and then we went on the train. We went on the train, we stopped, and we got off, and I smelled something very, very good, like bacon. And I said to my friends, something smells good, they must have good food. So as we were marching, and I saw a sign, Arbeit macht das Leben frei. In other words, if you work, your life will be good. And underneath it says Auschwitz. Now, they were talking about something with Auschwitz, but I didn't pay any attention when I was in the other camp. We went underneath, we lined up, and those two brothers helped me survive. They picked me up again because they had from the SS, from the camp, were looking around for weak people and for the very young who doesn't look good. They assigned me to a barrack, and we woke up around 4:30 something in the morning. We had to go out, and the guy said, I need 5 volunteers. And nobody volunteers, and the guy said, you, and you, come with me. We went with him, and he gave us a barrel. And he said, take the clothes from here and bring it to the warehouse. We did it, and all of a sudden, like from here to the end over there, to the door, to the wall, I see people lining up, and they say, take your clothes off, and everybody took their clothes off, and they went in to a big room, and to me it sounds like everybody was singing. There was a lot of noise, and they packed them in. And I said, what's going on, to the guy who was in charge of our group. He didn't answer me. And I insisted, he still didn't answer me. And all of a sudden it got very, very quiet. And then I said, what happened? Then he opened up. He said, that was not a shower, that was the gas chamber. And on the other side, they opened up, and the gas went out, and they put them in wheelbarrows, and they put them in the oven. No, I didn't see the oven. That's what he told me. And when you burn human flesh, okay, it smells like bacon, and that's when I smelled the bacon, and while they were burning the human flesh. And still today, every time I go by a restaurant or go out and bacon is cooking, they're cooking bacon, I really sickening me. But once in a while, if we talk about something else in a group, and my daughter really loves turkey bacon, so once in a while I forget, and I eat a little piece, then I just swallow it. It came back to me. So I try to stay away as far as bacon goes. So anyway, and I was there only for a few days, like Mr. Goldberg said, and they took us to another camp. In the other camp, that was entirely a different story. I was assigned to patch up the runways where the American and the British were bombing. My job was to carry 2 50-pound bags on my shoulders, one on each shoulder. Try it today, you guys, and see if you can carry 2 50 pounds. I couldn't carry today 20, but maybe some of you can carry 50, but not 2 of them. So I must have been very strong. So we were patching up the runways, and we went for about 10, 12 hours 14 hours a day. Every time the bombers came in, we had to go out in the middle of the night, no matter what. If you could not carry 2 50-pounders, this guy was a capo and an assessment with a machine gun. So what the capo did is he pushed you out with his foot, and you fell down, and the guy with the machine gun, the SS, shot him, and we had to walk over 15, 20, maybe 30 bodies, dead bodies, as we were walking. And maybe that's why I was so scared and strong enough to carry the 250 pounds. And they assigned us to a room, maybe this big over here. There was straw on the floor, so we slept on the straw. One day we woke up, and the guy was laying next to me, and I kicked him. I said, "It's time to get up." He didn't get up. I said on the other side, the guy doesn't want to move.
Teachers, if you have not let your ninth graders go yet, please hold on to them for a few more minutes. We will call for their dismissal. Thank you.
Oh, okay. And he didn't want to move. So he was dead. We had a typhus. You know what the typhus is? It's a very sickening, very few people survived the typhus. And we couldn't bring him out, so we laid the dead people on the wall, and half of